Tanya. When a person transgresses the soul prohibition, so his soul, his animal soul, and his garments will become an accessory to the klipa, and actually they're worse and lower than the klipa itself. Why? He says, the force of the klipa is not a physical thing; it's a spiritual thing, and you're allowing it to have a vehicle now in this world to attach to you and be physical in the world. It's like how the Nahash used to be an embodiment of the klipa, but then after he got cursed, the klipa became the Yetzer Hara was only spiritual. It had no merkava in this world. But now when you allow the Tumah to enter you and to do the Averot, now you become a vehicle and a chariot for Yetzer Hara, Chas Shalom, and klipa. Like when you do mitzvot, you're a merkava for Hashem. When you do Averot, you're merkava for the Yetzer Hara. And two, the klipa knows its master and doesn't rebel against him, but you, Chas Shalom, you do rebel. Meaning, the Yetzer Hara is an angel. At the end of the day, it's an angel, and it's doing its job to trick you. But really, deep down, he wants you to be successful. He wants you to be like that prize fighter, who the coach pushes him, come on, and trains him, makes him stronger. He wants to be successful. He doesn't push him down and degrade him to be depressed and to fall apart. He degrades you and pushes you down. Come on, that's all you got. Come on, and he's pushing him to become greater. Same thing with Yetzer Hara. He wants you to become greater, and he wants you to be successful. And that's why he challenges you. When you fall, it's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. You were supposed to beat me. What are you doing? So, but a person, he knows his master, the Yetzer Hara, and he doesn't rebel against it. But when we follow the klipa, Chas Shalom, we know Hashem, and we rebel against it. And the klipa does not do its job of sending out negative agents without being told to by Hashem. Hashem has to allow the Yetzer Hara to send a test, to send bad angels to do things. Without Hashem's will, he cannot do anything. And we do against Hashem's will. Chas Shalom, Like Bilam himself said, I cannot curse. Hashem doesn't allow me to curse. What could I do? You see, the Sitra Achra even has to follow to what Hashem says. And even though the klipa is called idolatry, and that means like nothing to do with Hashem, still they still nevertheless are not able to transgress Hashem's will, because at the end of the day, that's their life source. At the end of the day, they only have koach because Hashem gives them koach. So therefore, they have no choice but to follow what Hashem says. So it comes out that you shouldn't be scared of the klipa, and you should realize the klipa is nothing without Hashem either. So really ultimately everything is from Hashem. They suck their life force from the most external part of Hashem's will, which the Zohar calls achoraim da achoraim, which is the behind of the behind, which is very distant, disengaged relationship with Hashem. But they sunk in their life energy from such a distant place from Hashem. It gives room for them to appear as if they're separate from Hashem, and gives room to make people believe that they are in charge and they're in control and they can do whatever they want separate from Hashem. But that's the trick. That's the lie, and you have to overcome that and not realize that it's not true. And at the end of the day, they cannot make you. They don't want you to do Hashem's against Hashem's will. They don't ever allow to say that there is no God and deny Him. Rather, they call Him the God of gods. Meaning, every avodah zarah, they don't say there is no God. A lot of the avodah zarah they say is, okay, you have to serve this person, and through this person you could serve Hashem. Serve God. Intermediary. That's what a lot of avodah zarah does. So therefore, that's what the Yetzer Hara does as well. No, I know there is a God, yeah, but it's okay. You could do this, and it's a different way to do Hashem's will. Chas Shalom, they trick you. Because at the end of the day, their life force comes to them from a distance from Hashem. And therefore, they're never able to violate His will. Therefore, a person who disobeys Hashem is much lower and much worse than the klipa itself, and you're lower than what the klipa was called avodah zarah. You're lower than that. Chas Shalom. And now you're in a lower level, and you're more distant than the klipa itself from Hashem. The klipa is distant. You're even more distant than that from Hashem. And Chas Shalom, they don't deny Hashem. It looks like you're denying Hashem. You're like a kofer, Chas Shalom. So therefore he says, כמו שכתוב בעץ חיים, שער מ"ב, סוף פרק ד', שהרע בעולם הזה חומרי הוא שמרי הקליפות והגסות וכתכלית בירור. As it says in עץ חיים, that the evil in this physical world is the dregs of the coarse klipot left over at the end of the refinement process, which means that we have to uplift what's in these dregs. The dregs are the pieces of at the bottom of the wine barrel, the leftovers from the grapes, and we have to uplift those and take out. If you take these dregs and you soak them with water, they make more wine. So you have to take the good out of all this bad. And how do you take the good out of all the klipa? Is you beat the klipa. The klipa was here l'shem shamayim, for you to grow. And when you beat the klipa and you help fulfill its purpose, you redeem the nitzatzot that were inside of the klipa. And then Yetzer tells you, good, very good. I'm gonna come and beat you up tomorrow, but it's good. You did your job. So therefore, that's how you have to do it. You have to redeem and not fall. And that's why all the affairs of this world are tough and evil, and wicked men prevail, because Hashem had to allow the klipa to look like it's separate. Look at this guy. He doesn't keep mitzvot. He's very successful. Yeah, that's a klipa has the koach to be able to promote that, because they receive their life energy so distant from Hashem. They make it look like we don't need Hashem, but they do. At the end of the day, they cannot deny Hashem, and a person has to be careful not to fall into this trap to think that he can be distant from Hashem and be successful. The Yetzer Hara wants you to be successful also. Okay, and then now we can go back to what we were speaking about it before. It says in the pasuk, when a man's wife will go astray and cheat on him and seclude herself with another man, he'll make her a sotah, he'll take her to Beit HaMikdash. And it says over there, En adam over avera ela im ken nichnas b'ruach shtut. Right, shtut means foolishness. This lady was foolish. She secluded herself with another man, that she was not supposed to do that. That was a mistake. So the Gemara says we are like that also. We have a ruach shtut, a foolish thought enters our mind, and then we do averot. We're going against Hashem, denying what Hashem says, kofer b'Torah and doing averot. What are you doing? I know Hashem. I have to do what Hashem says. So why'd you do it? Ruach shtut. Something came over me. A foolish spirit came over me, and therefore he says that some sins are a lot of times overwhelming passions and foolishness that takes over us. He says that even someone at a very low spiritual level, like a woman who's contemplating doing averot of adultery, cheating on her husband, still the Torah says she could have controlled her urges if it wasn't for the ruach shtut that entered her. So even she, at the end of the day, did it. Why? Because of ruach shtut. Because at the end of the day, everyone has dormant love, deep love for Hashem, and knows Hashem very much, and doesn't want to sin and separate himself from it. But the only reason they do a sin is because they have ruach shtut. The whole idea is, don't allow ruach shtut to enter you. You have to be on guard. Don't be vulnerable to have the ruach shtut enter you. But the question is, so how can I love Hashem? And the Torah already said. We already said before. The pasuk says, "Karov elecha davar meod, v'vicha levav lasoto." Right? The Torah lo b'shamayim. It's very, very easy to connect to Hashem. Very easy to do the mitzvot. Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Ma Hashem shoyim mach v'kim l'ra'oto." Right? What does God ask of you to just to fear Hashem? We have that inside of us. It's there. The question is, do we allow ourselves to get distracted, and do we get vulnerable to allow ruach shtut to enter us? And that's when we fall. אפילו נוטלים נפשה ממנה לעבוד עבודה זרה, חס ושלום. אפילו בהשתחוויה לבד, בלי שום אמונה בלבב כלל, she wouldn't do it. Take this adulterous woman. They were forced to serve avodah zarah. She'd say, never, I'll die a Jew. Live a Jew, die a Jew. So how could she go do averot of adultery now? How she does the lotinaf? Because ruach shtut. But deep down, she has the ability to give up her life for Hashem and never to do avodah zarah. Just like she could push herself not to do avodah zarah because she has deep emunah inside of herself, she could awaken this emunah against any sin. All depends on if you focus on it and study and do itbonenut and try to not do averot, because when you do averot, then they ruin your taste buds. And then the Torah mitzvot don't give you enjoyment, and then Chas Shalom, you go stick to the klipa, and ruach shtut can enter you, and then Chas Shalom, when you have Guy puts AC. He said, put AC, it's hot. And then he leaves the door open. Why you leave the door open? The AC is going to go out. Same thing, a person, he wants the Kedusha. His neshama is there, it's full, it's powerful, it's supposed to give you Kedusha and feelings of serving Hashem and Emunah. So then, why is it not working? Because you left the door open. You left the door open, all this outside air is coming in. Close the door, don't do Averot, and you'll feel the air. Baruch Hashem. Amen.